Hey, everybody, what's happening? We're here with unknown user, our good friend Myrtle. We finally get to see him, and this is what we decided on for tonight. Myrtle's going to use the cardboard there, and he's got a voice changer so that you can't hear his actual voice. He's a very private person, and we thought this was the best way to do it. Take that thing down.
Hey,
Look at this dapper young man. Myrtle, thanks so much for first of all for allowing me to be the first one to have you on
oh
the
yeah,
live.
that was yeah. I mean, you do such a great interview job with all the interviews you've done. So glad to be my first.
And also thank you for everything you do for the Fish Fam because you're out there modding on so many different channels and sharing your knowledge of fish keeping and plants and everything and other stuff too. I mean, you're a very knowledgeable young man. And I'm sorry, I got to stop saying that young man. It sounds a little
No problem.
patronizing, I think. You're a very knowledgeable person. And I think you're a very integral part of the Fish Fam. So just thank you for everything you do for us.
Yeah, I don't know how it started. I just started going to chats a year after watching videos, and suddenly everyone's making me blue and asking questions, and yeah, it just spiraled downwards. I'd say.
It was organic. It was natural, right? Because, well, again, you know a lot about different
Yeah.
subjects, and you were happy to share your knowledge without being condescending or ever rude. I've never once
Oh
seen you
yeah.
make a disparaging comment or anything about anybody.
Yeah.
Um, and people, I think, are attracted to people like that when they're looking for somebody to help. They want somebody who's always positive and everything. All right, let's dig in. Everybody, hi. You know how this works. If you haven't been here before, Myrtle and I are just going to have a conversation. Um, we're not going to be looking at the chat the whole first part of it. At the second half, we will open it up and let you guys ask any questions that you like. Um, we try and keep it a little bit more personal, but you can ask fishy questions as well if you'd like to. But anyways, thanks everybody for being here tonight. Before we jump in here, I just want to tell you real quick. As you know, our friend Color Guppies has had some hardships in his life recently. His wife has been in the hospital since November. Um, he lost his oldest son to the virus. His oldest son was 14. He passed away about a month ago, and a lot of people weren't aware of it because Color Guppies is a very private person. But we're doing some stuff for him. In fact, I'm sorry, I need to turn this on real quick. This is Vinay. That's his real first name, Vinay. That's Color Guppy's PayPal. If you go to fishfam.link, you can also see other information there about this event and about Color Guppies on different ways you can donate to him. This Saturday, we are doing an auction where a lot of people have donated stuff to us, and we're going to be auctioning that off, and that money goes directly to Vinay. Um, yeah, and Matt dropped the link, so check that out, please. Vinay, he still has 4 kids. He's working 3 jobs, and he's just a great guy. Anybody who knows Color Guppies, you know what a great guy he is. We want to show him how much he means. So just wanted to get that started off. Please try and make it 8 p.m. Saturday night, Eastern Standard Time. It'll be on my channel this week. On the 20th, we'll also be doing one on Skipper's channel with a bunch of other stuff to auction off as well. And if you would like to do an auction on your own stream, please feel free. Nobody's controlling this. As long as that money goes directly to Vinay, if you have stuff that you want to auction off and you want to get involved with this and do stuff on your channel, by all means, please do. Please do. Okay. Had to get that out of the way. All right, Myrtle. So let's see. Do you live in Baltimore or just in Maryland?
I live. It's a bit south from Baltimore. I live in Rockville, but I'm living currently in Baltimore for the university. Yeah, I'm in a dorm.
And what university are you going to?
Towson University.
Okay. Wow. Very nice. Fancy boy. And what are you going to
I've
school
just
for?
been kind of an old soul throughout my life and just wearing stuff like this. I only have a few T-shirts that I use for water changes, but other than that, yeah.
Yeah, I like I said when you started, you look very dapper. And somebody said, I already missed who it was, but somebody said that's exactly how I thought he was going to look, including the clothes. And I think that's right. Yeah, that's sort of what I was expecting to see. And also, that's a good way to put it. So, what are you going to school for?
I'm going to school for information systems.
Oh,
It,
cool.
yeah, broader range from IT. Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. And do you want to specialize at some point? Are you really, do you have a goal where you'd like to go? Or right now you're just trying to gather,
Just trying
uh,
to gather as much as I can right now, and then we'll see where things take me.
how far are you into it? You've got a ways to go yet.
Yeah, this is just the second year, so I've still got a few years left.
Okay. Okay. Gotcha. I was an IT guy too. I'm sure we've
Yeah.
talked enough. I'm sure you remember that. Although I wasn't, hoity toity, important one like you're going to be. I was more the break fix kind of guy, but,
Yeah.
it's still a great, career to have, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. Okay. So have you, done any work? Have you been out there doing different jobs or anything, or have you focused more on school?
I focused more on school so far. The only income sort of thing you'd say is I've done compositions here and there, but other than that, nothing in the actual field I'm studying for.
Gotcha. Gotcha. And you are very talented there. I mean, it's no news. Um, Everybody knows very well because you've done so many different compositions. And I'd like to say that again. Myrtle did, give us, two of his compositions to, auction off for Vinay too. So, those will be in there as well. So, okay. What about, so you haven't really done any work yet?
And not yet, yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that because school is work, but you haven't been employed yet.
Not as a formal job yet.
Okay. Well, let's just dig into hobbies then. What kind of different things? What do you like to do in your spare time?
Fish,
Gotcha.
music, live streams. I used to do art, but I'm not much of a drawer anymore. I used to paint and draw. Not much anymore though.
No, you just stopped doing it. You just don't have the zeal
Not the
for it.
time. Because I invested more into music and aquariums, but I used to. When I have time, I do doodle here a bit. Yeah.
And do you have any, anything on like an Instagram or anything out there that we can see?
No, nothing. The only thing I put on my Instagram is fish stuff. Same with
Okay.
Facebook. I don't even have any other social media, but yeah. Other than
Okay.
that,
Okay. So what do you have in that tank behind you, real quick?
right now it's just plants because I set it up 2 weeks ago, but I moved in. But I'm gonna get a betta in there soon.
Okay.
Either that or some nano fish if I can get the time to go to an LFS instead of just a Petco.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So you don't really have a lot of YouTube seems to be a big one of your hobbies.
Yeah. If I'm not in class, I'm doing something for a YouTube stream. Yeah.
Yeah. And you mod, how many different channels do you mod for? Do you know?
I don't know. It's at least 30. I know that for sure.
Wow.
But as you know, I can't make it to most of them during the school season, so I do let them know that you're making me a mod, but I won't be here for most of the streams.
Yeah. I think a lot
And
of us don't
that
care.
is they overlap as well, so I am a
Yeah.
mod for some overlapping streams, and that kind of makes it hard.
Yeah. Bentley Pasco, right? Aren't you a mod over
Yep,
there?
ladies
And
Pasco, then
Ladies
primetime
Night as
aquatics.
well.
Yep, primetime aquatics and Dan's fish. Both of them, I'm a mod on. Yeah.
And you said you didn't really know how you got into it. I mean, what made you? You probably been watching YouTube for most of your life.
Yep, 2016, I think, 2016 or 17, the early years when there weren't a lot of channels. That's when I started watching. And then,
And did you go ahead?
go ahead. Oh, you go ahead.
Did you start watching it specifically for fish stuff, or were you watching just for entertainment, or what? How did that start?
Just for fish, yeah. I don't go on YouTube for many other things than fish. If you look at my subscriptions, there are 98% fish channels, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, same here. Same here. I've got a few, but
Mhm.
they're almost all fish related. I think I've got 300 channels I'm sub to, and all but two of them I think are fish fam people.
Yeah,
Um,
same here.
so you don't remember exactly how you got into the YouTube part of it, though. You just one day you just decided to look on
Yeah,
YouTube, or was it for a specific thing? I'm digging a little bit, trying to,
yeah. Get a little more the conversation going. Yeah. I think I started looking into because at that time I was just using cinder block stands and 2x4s. I was trying to see if I could find a better solution to build racks that was not cheaper per se, but more professional looking. I was still trying to see how you could put facades and all that stuff. And from then it just I I saw that there were nanofish that people specifically making channels on nanofish and that stuff, and it just spread from there.
Gotcha. And do you remember who some of your first views were? Who were any of the channels stick out that you watched first?
The usual. I think I started off with Aquarium Co-op, and then I saw their rack building series, and I started there, and then from then I went to. Hmm, Well, after that, it just went into anything that was recommended. I started watching. I didn't pay attention to the channels at the beginning, but then after that, I saw that anyone in this fishnet community I'm subscribed to and been watching videos constantly from.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, and it is a big community. I mean, a lot of us
Oh yeah, yeah,
don't realize how. I mean, it's thousands of people.
mm-hmm.
There's thousands of people in the fish fam. It's massive.
Yeah.
Um, a lot of us don't realize how big it is because we see the same people, but it's the same 100 200 people that we see in and out in all these channels, but there's a lot of people on the edges too
Yep.
that
There's a lot
join
of
in.
lurkers. For every
Um,
one you see, there's 10 people lurking.
and what's one of the most how do I put this, what do you feel is like your most obscure channel that you mod for? Meaning, not the smallest, but just the one that the fewest of the rest of us in the fish fam don't know about. You get where I'm going with that?
Yeah. I would probably say Laz the fish boy when he started out live streaming a long time ago, and then he was a younger fellow. So when he started live streaming, YouTube stopped his content. So I'm a mod there,
Gotcha.
but he doesn't stream much. So.
He does now though, right? He picked it
Yeah, he
up
started
again.
streaming a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't miss too many of his. Or I mean, I don't see too many of his. Uh,
Yeah, it's very few. I lurk in them if I can catch them, or I let the replays run for many streams if I'm doing water changes or homework and stuff like that. Yeah,
gotcha.
but I don't catch many of them live anymore.
And he's in. Where is he at? Is he Australia?
Australia, yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought. We have quite a few Australians, and there's a ton of people. 84 people in right now. Hey, everybody. And
Hi.
again, if you're new here, the reason we're not looking at the chat is
Because we don't like the chat.
I don't like the chat. Myrtle knows. He knows the truth. Myrtle and I have talked a lot. He knows a lot of secrets about me. He could tell you guys some things. We don't look at the chat at all. It's going to be just Myrtle and I having a conversation, and the second half will open up to questions for you guys to ask him. Let's get into the music a little bit. So,
Sure.
how did you get into composing classical music?
Composing started in the beginning of the pandemic when the school
Wow,
went on. Yep.
That's not that long ago.
Yep, just I think 2 years or something. Schools went online. We didn't perform after then, so we started off as homework assignments. Make 30 seconds of music using any instrument you want. So I chose a string quartet with a piano accompaniment. That I haven't released that song yet because it's completely horrendous. I don't want anyone listening to that one. And then I saw maybe I can do better. So I don't know why, but I did the stupidest thing, which is take as many instruments as you wanted. That make that your second piece. And that song is published. It doesn't have a name though. So that's where the composing started. And if you go back to how I got into music, it was when I was 7 or 6. I got the piano and we started taking lessons. And come middle school, I pick up the oboe, and the oboe takes me up through high school. And in high school, I decided to march. And I don't know if you know, but the oboe is a double reed instrument, so it's got 2 pieces of wood that vibrate. And when you're walking, you're more likely to snap the pieces of wood. So that's why you can't march at all. So I had to switch to an instrument that only uses 1 piece of wood, like a saxophone or something like that, or a brass instrument, or percussion. So I switched to the saxophone, specifically tenor. And I marched tenor throughout high school, and then I kept the oboe on in band classes that were when you sit down. And here and there for 1 or 2 pieces, I would pick up a different instrument that we didn't have or we needed an extra part. Especially in the percussion, I would sit a lot in percussion or in some of the brass instruments. I tinkered with string instruments over the summer last year. Not good at all, though.
No, not yet.
Yeah. Kelly would be mad, but yeah.
Not yet. Do you think you'll pursue some of the string stuff just to get better at it, or are you really not all that interested?
Once again, Kelly's going to be mad, but I'm not really that interested. I stopped performing 6 months ago. I haven't played anything for 6 months. I've been focusing more on the composition side. But I do still have my oboe and tenor sax at home. When I go back, I'll try to play some. And, yeah.
Gotcha. And the genre, is it mostly? I mean, I don't hear saxophone in classical music very often.
Yeah, I don't write for saxophone music much. I've written two or three pieces, and they're the ones I went to Stephen, Didi, and Eduardo. Those are the only three pieces I've written saxophone for.
Gotcha.
I can remember correctly. Yeah, they're the only three pieces.
Okay. Okay. So you must have just had a knack, because most people can't just pick up those things like that and do it. So
Yeah.
you've just all is your family musical as well? Your
Nope,
parents?
I'm the only one. The only one in
Gotcha.
the family. Yeah.
So and what about math? Are you really good at math as well? Do you really enjoy math?
Uh, I mean, I'm good at math, but I'm not interested in it. Like,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Because a
I can
lot of
say
very
I
musical
can say two
people,
plus two. Oh, sorry.
a lot of very musical people also are very
Mhm.
good at math as
Yeah.
well. They seem to go hand in hand.
Yeah, I put the math into the music, but I don't like to take math and use it as a hobby itself. I do use math to write the music in dividing up the notes and everything, making triplets or sextuplets if you want, and depending on the piece. Yeah.
All right, let's the family, brothers and sisters.
One sister, she's younger. She is the bane of my existence. I wish she did not exist, but at the same time, I love her. Yeah.
Yeah, it's that way with younger sisters.
Mhm.
Uh, Steven said, "Oh my God, Rico, just because he's Asian? No, 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 sir. It's because the math goes hand in hand with music, you jackass."
Yep. Even you should know.
God. Oh, I have the worst friends, Myrtle. I have the worst friends. You're one of the good ones. The rest of them are just horrible, horrible people. Um,
No, that's not true.
all right, so uh, hobbies. Let's go back to the hobbies. You said
Mhm.
music, keeping
Mhm.
fish. You didn't say like video games. You're not. You don't really.
I have played one video game in my whole life, and that one Pong. That's all.
Which one?
Pong.
Pong.
Yep. On an actual arcade.
Pong. Just Pong.
Yep. On an actual arcade. That's the only one.
That's friggin' weird.
I know. When I talk to other people, they also say the same thing. You don't play video games. And if you do, you play one that no one at your age plays. Yeah.
I mean, that's the first console I had. I think it was like 1971 or something like that. It was the very first console that you could buy for home use was Pong.
Mhm.
Skipper says, Rico, have him pronounce his name.
Oh, well, how do you want it done? Do you want me to spell it out and then have everyone guess, or do you want me to just flat out say it?
Just say it how you say your name. Get us as close as possible. Because again, way back when I first tried to say it, I
Mhm.
always said it when I was streaming. I felt like I was disrespecting you by not saying
But
it
I don't
correct.
mind at all. Yeah,
I know you don't, and you said you were used to it and everything, but that's beside the point. It bothered me, and again, I had you tell me what I made you say it like 6 times on the phone that one time, I think, just
yeah.
to make sure that I heard it. But go ahead and say it for everybody.
All right. The correct way is Myrtle. I know it's Mridul, but it's Myrtle. Now, if you can say it, it is also perfectly fine if you can say Myrtle or Mridul. But I prefer Myrtle just to make things easier, and it's more applicable. Yeah.
Gotcha, got you.
But Big
Um,
M also works. Big M,
Big
yeah,
M, yes.
that guy over there, anything. Yeah, that stuff all works. Yeah.
I always like the Big M because, again, you do so much for us in the Fish Fam that you have a big presence within our little group, and
Mm-hmm.
so I always thought Big M was just a fitting name for you, and it's easy. It's just type it up,
Mm-hmm.
and you
Four
know
letters.
I like the nickname. Okay, so never played video games. What about like reading? Do you like to read books for fun? Not. But do you
Yeah.
ever?
I do read books for fun. I don't look at the titles when I read books. I just pick up a book and read, see if the book grabs me or not, and then sometimes and then when I go to bed, I save 15 minutes at least to read a book. And I cover all the books. So I don't look at the cover at all until I'm done reading the book. I don't know why it's a weird thing of mine, but until I'm done reading the book, I don't look at the cover or the title.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
yeah, that is a little. That's weird. That's weird. That's very weird, Myrtle. But it's cool. And so you don't care about the genres in any way. You'll read anything.
I'll read anything. Yeah.
Yeah. And even though you don't look at it till the end, do you have a favorite genre?
Probably one of the, I would say, old mysteries, not the newer ones which have all the tech mixed in, the forensics and all that stuff, but the older mysteries, like yeah.
What's an example? Can you? I'm just trying to think what time frame would be. What's a good one? I stumped you. I can tell.
Um, let's see, some anything that was written before the 1970s. So, but
Oh, okay,
1984 was a, it's not a mystery per se, but anything that was written before 1984, the book itself.
okay,
Yeah, not the
okay.
year, the book 1984. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So, what are your hopes, employment wise, for the future? So, information systems is a very broad,
Broad subject. Yeah.
and I know you said you haven't decided to specialize yet, but are you leaning towards any type of specific type of information technology?
Yeah, I'm leaning more towards systems management, if you will, not nothing too nitty gritty into the actual software stuff like that. Just more management too, in the management side. Yeah,
Gotcha. And management, like in director of IT, that type of thing.
something like that. Yeah,
Gotcha.
haven't
Okay.
decided much, but I'm looking
You
towards
want to
that.
boss people around.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, maybe that's why I'm so good as a mod. I can boss you around and yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You do get to. Um, excuse me. Okay. What about where you live? So you said that you live south of Baltimore. You're currently in Baltimore. Were you born there? Have you lived there your entire life?
No,
Have you moved
I
around
was
a little bit?
born. I was born in California.
Okay.
Lived there for a good 7 or 8 years, and then we moved up to Oregon, and then Washington. We a year or two each for both of those states, and that's when we in 2013 we moved over to Maryland, and I've been here since.
Your parents or somebody job wise brought them over
Yep,
there or
it
something?
was job wise, and I think my dad's job was he needed to be on the East Coast to keep his time, the schedule with his timing straight, so that he doesn't have to wake up at a certain time and everything.
Oh, gotcha. And was that a welcome change? Did you like the different areas? Is there one of those three areas you like more than the others?
I like Washington and Maryland more than California and Oregon. It's colder. I like the cold more than I like the heat. So
Gotcha.
yeah, the colder states definitely were a boost. Yeah,
Oregon has such a beautiful coast, though. Washington too, but
both of them. Yeah, they're next.
and Maryland has a coast, but I don't think it's near as
It's not
nice.
as good as yeah. The West Coast is definitely good, better on scenery wise. The East Coast is I'd say it's too developed to have a good, and it's facing the wrong direction for the.
Gotcha. You know
But
what? I'm running out of questions already, dude. I'm running out of questions already. Usually we talk about hobbies and stuff, but being so focused on school, you don't
yep,
have a lot of
yeah,
hobbies right now.
school, music,
Um,
and fish are the three things they focus the most on. So we can dive
uh,
into one of those, but yeah.
do you have a fish tank at home?
Yes, that's the one I made all my videos on, the 29 gallon. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
And I know you have guppies in there. What else is in there with the guppies?
I have 6 autocinklets. You only see one though. He's the only one that comes into front of the camera. The other 5, every time the camera comes in, they go back. I've got, I think, 7 or 8 Harlequin Resboras, a whole bunch of snails, and I used to have an Apisto. Oh, what Apisto was it? I think it was an Inca Apisto. I used to have in there. Yeah.
Patty said Myrtle is coming to the clash.
I was coming to the clash.
Oh, I didn't even know you were coming. So you're definitely not.
Um, right now it's a no, but it's gone back and forth from yes and no twice. But right, this is seeming more of a for sure it's a no, unless
Oh,
unless it opens up because I know I'm completely booked that week and a week behind and ahead. So there's no way that I can travel up there because
oh man,
it's not near to me. If it were near to me, I definitely would go. It's just a distance part because another
it's uh,
city.
it's about what 3 hours I think from you.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, it's and Steven said Triple Crown then.
Yeah. Hopefully, I haven't looked into the Triple Crown much, but yeah.
There's all kinds of stuff in the chat. You can see chat, right?
Uh,
Skipper, you suck, Myrtle.
right
No.
back at you, buddy. No, I
Uh,
love it. Skip is awesome.
Triple Crown. Steven's asking if you make it. Are you going to be at any fish events? Are you planning on doing any fish events this year?
None this year. Maybe
Okay.
2023, maybe 2024, maybe as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we need to get you in there soon because you're going to get this very high paying job and not want to have anything to do with the rest of us low
Oh no,
life.
no, no, that's not going to be true. If I let go of fish, there's nothing left. It's fish and music. Those are the two main interests. Yeah.
It's a huge part of your life keeping
Mm-hmm.
fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, me too. I think most of the people in
Yeah. I mean, I
the
kept
chat.
67 tanks, 67 plus tanks when I was 13. So up
Wow.
from 13 to 19, there were 67 tanks in that garage. I think 67, maybe even more.
And your
Up to
parents
2
were
years
good
ago,
with
I
that.
tore down the tank. Hmm?
Your parents were fine with that.
Yeah, they had no interest, but they were fine with it. They said as long as you can pay for each tank by selling fish or something, you can have the whole garage. So every time,
Wow.
even when he moved, the garage was always a fish room.
That's very cool that they support you like that. That's important.
Yeah, it was
Um,
very nice of them. Yeah.
so that's where a lot of your knowledge comes. You said starting at 13.
That was when I got the majority of the fish tanks. I started keeping fish when I was 7. We started with that 55-gallon that I won in a raffle, but from then to age 13, it was just 1 or 2 tanks in the living room and then one in my room. But then I went all in when I was 13 or so. Yeah.
Gotcha. And what kind of things have you raised? I mean, you don't have to go through all of it, but what were some of the really interesting fish that you've bred?
Most of the interesting things were a couple of type of baddest, not the scarlet baddest, but the other ones. Oh, I don't know their names anymore, but the baddest, and then some reservoirs I've done. One in pencil fish was a very fun project for me because I don't know my water when I had pencil fish years ago. My water was very hard, so and they did not breed at all in hard water. I had other fish breeding in hard water when I put tannins in, but the pencil fish did not at all. So that was an interesting one. Um, some of the South American cichlids that I've done, that was interesting because I didn't have a passion for them. I just thought it as a challenge to do
Mm,
South American cichlids. So that was fun in that way. Not as I like the fish, but it was fun to see how they breed.
gotcha. Gotcha. And so have you tried a lot of different types of substrates and
Yeah, I
plants and
put it all. Yeah.
filters? You've gone through all the
Yep.
different stuff. And real quick, I don't want to stay too fishy, but what's your favorite type of filter right now today?
Sponge or hang on back. If I
Yeah.
can have a sump, well, if I can have a sump, it's a sump. Otherwise,
Okay.
it's a sponge and then hang on back.
In that order. Sump,
Canister
sponge,
filters
filter.
can go F themselves. I hate them.
You don't like those at all.
Yeah, no.
What's so bad about the canisters that you don't like? Just the
Um,
maintenance and stuff?
Not the maintenance. It's the fact that so many people build canisters that you don't know if you're getting a good canister. Like Flu Val's great. The canister themselves, the concept is really good, but you don't know if you're getting a good filter or not if you decide to go through with some of those lesser known brands.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay.
And then it's that water spilling everywhere if you take the the hose clamps off and then mull water all over the place. Yeah.
Yeah. I've only have one. I have a Marine Land. It's on that 75 and it's okay. I got it just to experience it, just to see what the difference is and how it all worked and all that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. And, okay. Well, we are already, if you can believe it. There's 110 people watching the Myrtle.
Wow.
I
Okay.
asked Myrtle if he was nervous at all, and he said, nah, he wasn't nervous. Not in any way. And you can obviously tell he's not. That's great. I love that your very first stream that you've shown your face on. Because
Yeah.
you did your own stream
I,
already, but this
yep.
is the first
That
time you've
was
shown
no
your face.
audio, no face. Yep. Save
Yeah.
question for you.
So let's open it up to questions for the chat.
Sure.
Before we do that, is there anything that we didn't cover that you think people should know, or you want to get out there, or anything you want to say? We'll do that first and then open it up.
Nothing except for the link that's going down in the bottom in the
Thank
story.
you.
Nothing except for that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty important, that link down
Mhm.
there. So again, if you have the means and you can help out Vinay, Colored Guppies, he's had a very rough past few months. He lost his oldest son, 14, to the virus, and his wife is still in the hospital. She's been there for quite a few months. Bills are starting to pile up, and we're trying to help him out. So We have people donating stuff that we're going to auction off. And it's not even just money. If you can say hi to him next time you see him, just if you have a way to contact him, you just let him know you're thinking about him and let him know he's got your support. Even that is very, very big and huge. So, okay, let's jump in. Now, I know you can see the chat. I'm going to feed you some questions, but if you see something that you really want to answer, feel free. Go right ahead. So we'll start off with Matt because I think this is a very important question. He wants to know if you'll be his sugar daddy.
Send me an email, Matt. Send me an email.
Okay. S wants to know if you have any secret tattoos.
Nope.
And then he said, just kidding. But where are your parents from originally, or are their parents from in India?
My parents, they moved over to America when they were in 1999. I don't remember their age, but they moved over in 1999. They are Indian. They were born in India. I was born here.
Gotcha. And do you know where in India? S would like to know.
North, the north part.
Okay. And there's Vanoski. Hello. Tell Myrtle my son's happy to see him in your stream. He's a fan of his music. My kids play piano too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
So you're popular with the kids as well.
Yeah.
Jenna P wants to know, why is the flute better than the trombone?
It's not. Simple answer. I like the trombone better.
There's something
not
to that.
Enough Steven, but yeah, trombone's better. You can do more. Well, you can't play as if you can't play technically hard music as on the trombone as you can with the flute, but the range that the trombone has in the depth of its voice, that's what gives the trombone more points for me.
Gotcha. Great answer. Let's see, where were we at down here? Oh, there we go. Ben Backstrom. What about, we didn't even talk about movies or TV shows. Do you have a favorite?
Yep, comedies, mostly comedies. In movies, I want to laugh. TV shows, it's to laugh. Yeah, comedies. Some of the old ones. Monty Python, I'm a big fan. Three Stooges, I haven't watched much. I've forgotten most of it, yeah. But Three Stooges, Monty Python, The Office was one of the newer ones.
Which one, the English or the American version?
Both.
Yeah, good answer. Good answer. They both have their strong points, definitely. Yeah. Sci-fi, fantasy, you get in any of that kind of stuff?
No, Star Wars is the only one that I've gone into for sci-fi and fantasy, but yeah, other than that.
Gotcha. Okay. Skipper just said, it's so nice to meet you, you little shit.
Yep.
How about this one? Bex. Hi, Bex. What's your biggest guilty pleasure? Something that you do that, you probably shouldn't or isn't the best for you.
Okay, I know this one for sure. Staying up all night writing music, because I've done it before where I get started and I don't stop writing. And then and then the next thing I know, Saturday morning cartoons has started, or just as aquatic morning show, and I have to go to, I realize I'm 10 minutes late for a class, actually. I've done that because I have classes all throughout the morning of the day, and I've certainly written music and almost missed a class.
So you really get tunnel vision. You really get the tunnel vision when you're watching.
When I write music, everything stops. So yeah.
Okay. Let's see, where were we at there? Oh, here we go. Kingfisher's Catch. Hello. You talked about the other channels that you watch on YouTube, and it's pretty much entirely fish related and mostly fish fam, correct? And he wants to know also if you've ever been involved with a band. So not band class, but like a band,
Yeah, so I have, outside of school, I have been in 2 orchestras. They weren't popular to say. They were just local. Our county had a local band, and I did 2 things with them. I wrote music for one of them, but it wasn't too long or anything, just a 6 or 7 minute symphony. And the other one I performed on the oboe. Yeah, but other than that, there wasn't much I done outside of school. Yeah.
It just a 6 or 7 minute. Yeah, that's it. Not long.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at symphonies, they go from 45 to an hour. So I definitely haven't written anything that long. Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so relatively that's short.
Yeah,
Let's
it's
see.
really.
Ben says favorite food. You have a favorite food?
Ooh. I I'd probably eat everything as long as it's not meat. I'd probably eat everything. Yeah, I'm vegetarian here.
You are vegetarian. Okay, that's
Mhm.
interesting. Yeah. And what made you decide to be vegetarian? Health reasons, or
Um, Not health
if you
reasons,
don't
but
want to get into it?
yeah, and the smell. It's not. Well, it's not that meat smells bad. I'm just not attracted to the smell of meat. Yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay.
Other than that, I'm
And
completely. I have no problem with other people eating meat. It's not that either. Yeah.
um, would you be open to eating things like crickets?
If there's a good cause, I would. Yeah.
Uh,
If there's a good cause.
because hold on, I want to share this real quick here. Something I read today is that crickets have twice as much protein as beef, more
Mhm.
calcium than milk, 3 times more iron than spinach, and have all 9 amino acids. So crickets are actually
Yeah.
very healthy for you, and they don't taste that bad. I've eaten them
They
myself. So
are good food. Yeah. Health and nutrition.
that's our future, people. That's where we're going.
Mhm.
Um,
I mean,
Dee
as
Dee
long as
wants
it's
to know.
not living when I'm eating it.
Oh
Yep.
yeah, 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 yeah. I don't want it moving around while I'm eating it. Dee Dee says, "Does Myrtle mod from a phone or a computer? You're normally on the computer, right? Sometimes
Completely
for
computer.
mine.
I don't do any. Yeah, normally on a computer. Unless I'm walking from a class or something, I'm completely on my computer. Yeah. Don't mod when I'm on a phone though. I
Because
can't
like
copy and paste
Lori,
links like Lori does on her.
yeah,
She does everything on her
Lori,
phone. It's crazy.
it's
I don't know how
amazing.
she does it. Yeah.
Um, and Dee Dee wants to know what your secrets are to being so quick for modding.
Google Docs and okay, this will ruin my career, but Window V. If you're on a Windows system, that shows you your clipboard, which everything you've copied. So that makes it easier. Just go to Google Doc, copy everything on that list one by one, and then up to a certain number. I don't remember how much it stops after, but that
Yeah,
helps a lot. Yeah.
there you go. There's your tips. I only really I'm a mod on a few channels. The only one I ever actually do any modding on is
Legal.
Bentley's, and that's
Yep.
pretty much what I do. Is the same
Yeah.
thing. It's although I only use two things, so I just use a Google Doc and copy it over all the time. So Steven says I can extend that trombone real good. um, let's see where we at. Here we go. Scotty wants to know the time for the stream on Saturday. It is 8 p.m. Eastern
Yeah.
Standard Time, and it'll be on my channel. And the one on Skippers will be on February 20th at his normal time. That's a Sunday night. His normal time, which is I think 6 p.m. I can't remember. I always forget on Sunday nights,
I think so. Yeah.
but it'll be on Skipper's channel on February 20th. And there might be other auctions too. Just like to say that if you are planning an auction for Vinay, please put auction for colored guppies in the name so we all know about it. People can go make sure it gets pushed out. And if you would email Matt at his fishfam.link email address, he will put it in that the link that's there that talks about everything we're doing for Vinay. That way everybody can see when those are happening. It's a little bit of promotional for you too as a channel. It'll bring some views. Obviously, that's not the focus, but it's a little bit of payback for you as a channel host as well. Okay. Um, we're down to, let's see, Eduardo. He says, you know we love you, so
Mhm.
tell us, where does your love lie? That's a tough
Uh,
question.
yep. Okay, wait. I don't get that question.
So he's basically asking, what makes you
Ah,
really tick the most? What do you love in your life the most? A person, fish keeping,
got it.
whatever it is.
So it's going to be a planted aquarium with something orchestral going on in the background. That is
Gotcha.
the most pleasing thing that I can think of right now. It's what I do. If I'm not doing anything, no streams are going on. That's what I do. I look at my fish tank and I set up something orchestral going on in the background. I don't care if it's a symphony, if it's just a quartet. Definitely strings though.
What about romantic interests?
No, completely single, haven't dated at all yet.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. We got down to that. Oh, geez, I skipped way up. Um, Maria Z said, "Just Myrtle, it's a pleasure to finally meet you, and it's good to see you, Maria." Killer Kitty, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate that. That's another thing. I'm giving half of all the super chat stuff I get. All the YouTube money that comes in this month goes half of it goes to Vinay as well. Um, I just wanted to throw that out there as well. So half of that will go to Vinay. Um, all right. Here we go. Zen Ginger. Hi, Zenny. What would be his last meal? Again, prison style, no rules, anything. So anything in the world that you'd want to eat for your last meal.
Anything in the world. All right. Mint chocolate chip ice cream.
Ooh.
Yep.
For the whole meal.
Yep.
Just like a big pint, a gallon.
Yeah. Yep.
I guess if it's your last meal, you don't have to worry about it. And
yep.
that does sound good.
It's a last meal. I don't have any concerns here. Just that whole tub of ice cream. Yeah.
Steven said, of course, Myrtle's guilty pleasure is being excessively productive.
Oh no, 80% of what I write does not come into fruition. It gets stored for later purposes. If I write 10 minutes, it gets condensed into 2 minutes because the other 8 minutes are complete gibberish. They're just small motifs that could possibly turn into a song in the future. That's why when I start writing, I don't stop.
Gotcha. And you enjoy it, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easy to do those types of things when you really enjoy them and get lost in them.
Yeah.
Patty said, okay, this kid ain't that smart. He doesn't like Star Trek. I mean, really. Patty's very much into Star Trek.
Yep. I think I've watched 5 or 10 minutes of one of the movies. No, it was a fun of the first TV show episode. I think I watched 5 or 10 minutes of. Didn't really get into it though.
No, it just wasn't for you.
Yeah. The music's good, but other than that, no.
Let's see. Which World says, if there was one thing, and High Whip, one thing you could disappear forever with the snap of your fingers, what would it be?
Let's see. Algae. There we go. That's it. Either algae or people who use music the people who write music by just copy and pasting. Because there are plenty of people that just copy and paste music instead of making their own music. They copy and paste other music and then add to it. It is a good thing that adding music, but if you're only doing that, that's not a good thing because you're not developing yourself. You're not making your own true voice, and I want everyone to have a true voice. So yeah.
Gotcha. So insincere plagiarists.
Mm-hmm. Plagiarize for what? Plagiarize to make yourself a better musician. That's all I'm going to say. Yeah.
I don't mind algae. I enjoy algae, but I can get behind your other choice. But
in planet tanks, yeah. In planet tanks, algae is no. But in a breeding tank, I want as much algae as I can. Yeah.
I would have gone with mosquitoes, but but I would have made sure that there isn't something in our ecosystem that needed those mosquitoes. Because you get rid of something like that, and then the whole thing falls apart. So, Joseph Stanley, what's up, Joe Stan? Let's see. He says, "Tell Myrtle that when I told my wife how cool the Fish Fam was, we went out of composer. She was impressed. Thank you for that. Y'all should know my wife is not a fan of the hobby, so you made us look better in her eyes. So thank you. There's another thing you did." Maria Z, member for 2 months. Thank you, Maria, for that. And we appreciate everything you do, Myrtle. A lot of thanks here. I'm glad that people are, hopefully everybody knows who you are. I can't imagine anybody that is in the Fish Fam who doesn't at least recognize your name. Because again, you are in all the streams. You're always heavily involved. You're always commenting. You always have very insightful comments to make. I mean, I go into an Alex stream and I'm sort of expecting Alex to educate me a little bit. That's what he does, right? He's really good at that. But a lot of times, Alex isn't the one doing the educating. It's you or some of the other people in the chat doing it too. So
that's a good thing about Alex's streams. Everyone in the stream itself is interacting with each other. Not just Alex teaching with all the amazing things he does, but small answers are given in the chat as well.
Yeah. Um, John McKenzie said, "If there was one thing you could change about me, what would it be?"
See, that's a good question because I remember I used to ask those questions to the
Yeah.
kids on the class. I
Yep.
know that's a deep dive. If I could change something about Rico, I would give him a 74-hour day so he has more time to be with everyone. I would make
Jesus.
his day longer.
Are you trying to kill me? That's not.
No, I mean without you feeling the effects of it, just make your day longer or speed up time for yourself so you have more time.
Well, thank you. And I love that question from like yourself. John has been around since the beginning.
Yeah,
Since my very first live stream, I believe he was there. I think Patty. So many of you guys
a
have
lot
been
of
there.
us were there. Yeah, I remember
Yeah,
that.
and
Yes.
I appreciate the hell out of that. And thank you, John, for that. That was a great. I sort of missed that question. I don't think you've asked that one in quite a while.
Yeah,
We'll have
I
to bring
thought
that
about it
back.
until just now too. I'm gonna have to start asking that starting next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
one thing.
we have simply Betta Taylor next Tuesday, so I expect to see that question.
Yep, have it written down.
Okay. What about from Knight Rider? Hi there. Does your family like fish? You said they don't really
No,
care.
they don't. I'll show them. Oh look, these are breeding. I've never had those breed before. Oh look, this plant's flowering. They'll be like, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
They don't have much of an interest.
I get that too. It's like, oh, cool. My
Yeah.
wife does that. She tries to show interest. She'll come in once in a while and just look around. She doesn't like to come in my room though because this is my office.
Mhm.
Uh, I let the spider webs grow, and she's deathly afraid of spiders. And it's not to keep her out. It's just that I like spiders. I think they play an important part, so I let the spider webs go in the corners.
Yep, in the
Um,
fine. I don't like spiders when they're taking over and making webs on stuff that I use. I perfectly fine with spiders, but if you're gonna sit on my face when I'm sleeping, that spider's getting newspaper hit to its yeah. That spider's out. But
yeah,
if you're
yeah.
in the corner, I mean, you're in my audience when I'm writing music, so might as well.
Well, plus, they do eat a lot of different bugs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
like, back in pioneer days, that was the sign of a clean house if you had a
Mm-hmm.
very nicely well established spider web up in the corner. And again, they have their place. I don't like them on my face either, but
Yeah.
I've had one on my neck, a huge one. I was
Oh,
paddling one
yeah.
time and I felt something on my neck. I was out paddling, that kind of paddling. And I was like, what the hell is that? And I went like this and there was a huge spider was on my neck.
Oh,
That sort of got me.
yeah.
Hey, John Oliver. Oh, here's a good one, and this one's tough from Steven. What's Myrtle's weakness?
Hmm.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. I see. I'm not that good a judge of character myself to say what my weakness is. I'm pretty sure someone in the chat, someone in the chat will probably let me know. But if I had to guess, it would probably be that. Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
How about face-to-face interactions with people? How well do you do that? Are you good at that?
Yeah,
Okay,
I will be the one who speaks a little less, but I definitely don't show shyness or try to get out of a conversation at all. I will speak less sometimes, but other than that, no. I
gotcha. I was sort of making a little bit of an assumption because it's been so long that you've been involved with us and not done a live stream that I made an assumption that you didn't really. But again, like you said before we even started, you weren't nervous at all.
am
So,
not nervous at all. I just listen more than I talk. That's all.
and that's usually the most intelligent people. That's why I talk so much.
No, you're smart.
Let's see. Um, Zen Ginger, yeah. And crickets can be grown with a fraction of the water and fuel of
Mhm.
beef.
Yeah.
Environmentally friendly critters. Yeah. Yeah. Hey, Ricky De Hoyos. Myrtle, it's nice to finally see you in person. My question is, was there ever a moment that just blew your mind whilst moderating?
The things you delete. It's shocking the time people take out to make a troll account and say random things. Yeah, the things you delete. Other than that, no.
Say that again. The what?
The things you delete, the comments you have to delete. That's the
Oh,
only
gotcha.
mind blowing thing. Yeah.
And is there any stream where you seem to find that more often, that you do a lot more moderating than others? And if you don't feel like mentioning that stream, that's okay.
No,
But
I'm
is
not
there
going
a
to
channel?
specify any streams, but it's definitely the larger streams and the streams that happen late in the night. Other than that, and
Gotcha.
it kind of makes sense. There's more people. There's more likeliness for trolls and all that.
Yeah. And the later it is, the more people are,
Hmm.
you know. Eric Wyrock, hello. He says, "What's your favorite sandwich?"
If it fits between bread, I'll eat it. But if I have to do something, um, pimento cheese. It's a simple sandwich, but I like that. Yep.
I do too.
Mhm.
Although I have to be in the mood for it. But yeah, that's
Yeah.
yeah. You know what? Maybe Bex next time she makes some bread, she could send you some because
Yes. And I demand that my bread be licked by your cat. I demand it. I don't. I want that special treatment.
like it. Let's see, Eduardo. Hey, I don't think I said hi to you, Eduardo. So hello. If forced to choose, tell us which are your favorite top five fish.
Five favorite fish. All right, let's go. Um, I'm gonna include all the other aquatic life. So it's gonna be Caridina shrimp, um, some sort of pencil tetra, uh, guppies, just because of the line I'm developing. Let's see, apisto, any apisto, and I really like. I haven't kept one in a long time, but Fahaka puffers.
Gotcha.
Yeah, those five.
Those are cool. Those are cool. I like most of the puffers.
Yeah,
Uh, the hairy puffer. That's I'm gonna have one someday.
yeah. I haven't had one of those, but yeah, they're cool.
I have a hard time spending that kind of money on a fish.
Mm-hmm.
But Bex says, "What's your proudest moment in life so far? Doesn't have to be fish keeping related. Just in general. What's your proudest moment?"
Every time I finish a piece, because when I'm writing a piece, even though I can belt out minutes upon minutes, I never find that I never find a piece finished until I write that last note. And when you write that last note, you realize that I realize that it's not trash, because when I'm writing the piece and I listen to it until I write the full thing, I don't like listening to half finished music. Only when it's finished do I like listening to it. Which is why I don't throw out the papers that I'm using to write. I don't throw any of it out until I'm finished with that piece, because it always sounds like garbage until I'm finished. Sometimes even after, but yeah.
Hey, not everybody's 100% all the time. Gotcha. So it's when you finish the actual composition, those are your proudest moments. Those are when you gotcha. And Lori says, "I'm the phone mod." You definitely are, Lori. Yes.
Yes, she is amazing. I don't know how she does it.
Yeah. Maria Z says, "Y'all can have my share of crickets. You're welcome." Kyle says, "I wouldn't necessarily mind trying crickets. I just have to get past the fact it's a cricket. They're really not bad. You just once you do it the first time, you're like, yeah, this is pretty good." Um, Mystery Snail Guardians. Annette says, "When can we schedule Myrtle to host a chocolate pudding wrestling competition for 2022?"
Uh, it'll have to be soon, because all that pudding that I've already ordered is going to go bad if I don't. But I
Good
really
answer.
want.
Why are we always yelling? Myrtle, prove that you're not a robot.
I. I
cut off a hand. Um,
yeah,
let's see. John Oliver wants to know how old you are.
I am 19. Turned 19 a few months ago, 3 or 4. Yeah.
And all right, we're down to what's your number one item on the thing to do before you die on your bucket list?
Hmm. I would say have my music performed by a well-known orchestra or someone who can do it justice. Because right now everything's done digitally, so I want someone to perform the music well. And I'm going out tomorrow actually to audition a group to see if they can play the music the way I want it to.
Wow, that would be amazing. Um, okay, and hi to everybody coming in. I see quite a few people there. S, if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be?
Hmm. Oh, I know. I definitely would want to be able to articulate myself a bit more sometimes. There are points in time when I struggle to find the words to get my point across. Yeah, that's
Gotcha.
one.
I don't see that from you today.
Yeah, not today, but there are times when I don't have the right words to get my point across. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Hey, there's Lisa, KG Tropicals. What's going on? I got to scroll back up. It jumped on me. And hi to everybody else too that came in. Geez, it jumped big time. Hey, there's Alex. Alex, hope you're feeling better, dude. I called you Bood. I meant to say dude, and I called you Bood. Now that we know what you look like and all, will you start a channel where you appear more? Well, you're going to
Um,
be on some more live streams, right?
yeah,
You
I'm gonna be on
promised Steven.
live streams. Yep, I promised Steven, Bob and Pam, both of them. Alex, I have to show up on Alex someday. Um, and yeah, so other than that, but no, I'm gonna leave my channel to music and fish, and once in a while maybe I'll do a plant profile, but that'll definitely still be with music as the audio and text in the side, maybe at the most.
Gotcha. So you'll go up on other channels, but you're not planning on doing any live streaming on your own channel.
Yeah.
Okay, understood. Okay, if so, I'm at Alex's question that was 18 minutes past the top of the hour. So if you had a question before that and I didn't see it, please put that in there again for us, if you would. And let's see, we said hi to Lisa. There's Geek Boy. Just so many cool people. There's still 111 people watching. I told you everybody wanted to know more about you. Okay, good one from Skipper. If you had a time machine, is there something that you would go back and change, either in your life, and I think that's where he was going, but just in general as well? Let's make that a two-parter. So in your own life,
I'll answer both questions. Yeah.
yeah, is there something in your life that you would go back and change, and then also in general?
Yeah, I would start writing music a lot earlier, and I would go back and start writing music a lot earlier. Yes, that's something I changed about myself. But something about the whole, I'd go back in time and change. I would go to multiple times and stop the species that we've kept from going extinct. I'd stop that. I'd find a way to collect. It doesn't have to be fish. Any species that we ourselves have caused to go extinct, be it a frog, a fish, a dog, a mammal, a reptile, or anything like that. Yeah.
That's a good question or a good answer. I like that. I like that. You know, a lot of people would say, "Oh, I'd go back and take out Hitler when he was a baby," or whatever it is. The bad thing about that is we don't know what is going to
Happen if we did
yeah,
that.
yeah, the butterfly effect, right? We don't know what's going to change there, or not the butterfly effect. I was thinking of the butterfly effect movie with Ashton Kutcher. Let's see, where are we at? S. If Myrtle could become a fish, what would it be? And please, people, if you would, I probably skipped some other questions, so either highlight myself or Myrtle so that we can see those questions pop out.
If I had to be a fish,
if you could become a fish, what kind would it be?
I would be any rainbow fish. Or if I had to be smart, I would say the biggest fish in the pond. But I'm gonna say a rainbow fish.
Yeah. What is it about the rainbow fish that speak to you so well?
It's the fact that they have a special part of the day when they just become the most beautiful thing wherever they are. It's just that one part of day that they become the most beautiful thing, and then they go back into, well, not ugliness, but they go into subtlety for the rest of the day. So they have one time to shine. That's what I like about them.
Got it. That's some great answers, man. Okay. Let's see. We said hi to Lisa. Allison, hi there. My fish tanks, hi. Trying to say some highs too. Elaine, hi. She said she doesn't mind the spider so much. It's walking in the woods and walking in the web. Yeah. Brian Regan, the comedian, did a very funny skit on that. Lori says she has 2 Fahaka puffers. Awesome. Patty said, "Oh, I think Rico has a hairy puffer already." No, Rico is a hairy puffer. Watch me go up the stairs and you'll see a hairy puffer. All right. Paul Sotera, hi. Oh, and there's Anthony. Dr. Anthony wants to know what your favorite pizza is.
I would say anything, as long as you don't put too much sauce on the pizza or too much cheese. I'm fine with it. I want
I-
I want it Italian style. The least amount of stuff you can put on the pizza as you can.
What is
Either
that? The
that or go the complete
margarita?
opposite.
Or
Once in a year, you do a complete deep dish pizza, but other than that, as minimal as you can.
I'm going to disagree with you there. The more cheese, the better. I do like a light sauce, though. I do like a light
Well, we can agree to disagree.
sauce. We can just have a half and half pizza. You have your half, I'll have my half.
Sure. Yeah.
Paul Sotera says, get Myrtle to sing for us.
Your screens will crack if I sing. I can't.
You're not a singer.
Nope, not at all.
Okay. Okay. And Lisa saying hi to everybody. Let's see. The legends say Myrtle was born a 30-year-old grad student classical musician. That's what Alex said. Um, Harry
Legend
Puffer was
is I
my
was
nickname in
born an
college.
old. That's the actual legend. Is I was born an old man. That's
Yeah,
the
I see that. I definitely see that. People talk about the old soul, and you definitely there's certain people that you definitely see it in. They're just my wife was that way. I always tell her she was just boring as a kid, but I did a lot of bad stuff as a kid, and she did not until she married me. That was the bad thing she did. But,
no.
let's see. Zen Ginger would like to know, since you're a vegetarian, if you have a favorite plant-based veggie burger type thing. There's more to that. Veggie burger, imitation crab, tofu fried rice, etc. Anything, any particular brands or anything that stand out to you of
Um,
those?
no particular brand, but if it's food and not meat, I will eat it at some point in my life. Let's put it that way. I'm an adventurous eater in that regard.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. And
But
there's a lot of
no
those.
particular brand, yeah.
I'm sorry.
But no particular brand.
Okay. There is a lot of those, impossible burgers and things
Yeah,
like that. I actually like. I mean, there's quite a
they
few of them.
good. Yeah, they well a long time ago. I wasn't that old, but I can assure you that a long time ago they weren't the best. To 15,
Yeah.
20 years ago, they weren't as good as they
Well, even not that long ago, like the Boca ones were meh. They were edible, but they weren't great. It wasn't something to look
They,
forward
they
to.
technically were food.
Yeah,
Technically.
yeah. You could eat them, but it wasn't enjoyable.
Yeah.
Alishan would like to know what your favorite Indian food is.
Hmm.
Have you had a lot of different Indian foods?
Well, yeah, I have. I mean, most of my meals are, but let's see. A favorite would probably be dal, basic lentils. It's as simple. It's just lentils and water boiled together with minimal spices. Yeah.
Huh. I will have to try. I mean, I do like lentils.
Yep. Think
Uh,
it's lentil soup, but the lentils have been either cooked to a point that they're not mushy, but they've dissolved in the water, or some people, I don't like it this way, but some people blend the lentils together itself. But yeah.
I will have to. I will have to look that up and see. I'm always looking for different types of things to try, especially things that maybe I don't get a lot of in my diet, like lentils. That's something that I hardly ever have. Visine says live crickets smell so bad though, but they're not.
Yeah.
They're not live. They've been processed.
Yeah. As long as they're processed, I can eat it. Yeah. Ooh,
And
even as a question, my favorite mispronunciation of my name. So I don't even know if I can pronounce the mispronunciation, but
oh,
this person added. It's not in the fishfam. It's a teacher of mine. He added P's and Q's and E's and I don't know. I don't know how, but there were a lot of letters added into my name. But
it
yeah, I
wasn't
don't
even
know how,
close.
but I remember that it was really very far away from my name that time.
Yeah, I have one. I have a favorite mispronunciation of your name.
Let's hear it.
You know what it is,
Oh, Mr. Idol.
Mr. Idol. Mr.
I love
Idol
it.
is
That's it. Yeah, I'm kind of sad that Dan knows how to say my name now. Yeah.
he. That's the best one.
Yep.
Um,
Mr. Idol's my favorite.
okay, he's a baby. Patty said.
Yeah.
uh, okay. Oh, sorry, it jumped on me again. We are getting towards the bottom of the chat. Let's see. I see one from Lefty there. We got the favorite pizza. I'm gonna start right there. I'm probably gonna miss some other ones. Jesse W. Um, Hi there. I don't recognize the name, so thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Favorite movie score or film composer?
John Williams or Hans Zimmer. Both of them do great music scores. Yeah.
John Williams.
And I
John
don't
Williams
remember
is
the
the
name or
man.
the guy who did The Nightmare Before Christmas. I don't remember who did the music, but
Danny
that's
Elfman.
yes, him. Yeah.
Danny Elfman was in a band called Oingo Boingo in the '80s. That
Yep.
was it was a punk ska. I don't know how to categorize it. Really, it wasn't really ska,
It
but
was in between both of them. Yeah.
it was really good though, and I really enjoy. I loved Oingo Boingo. Saw him in concert. Big fan. And my daughter now is a huge Timothy Burton fan, and of course, um, uh, I just said his name. What's his name?
Then
Uh,
Elfman.
Danny
Wow.
Elfman.
Yeah.
Jeez. See, this is what happens when you get old, Myrtle. This is what you can look
Oh,
forward
it happens it happens now as well.
to.
Yeah.
Let's see. So again, if you ask a question before that 7:28 or 28 minutes past the hour from Jesse, I did miss it, and go ahead and put it back in again. Um, why are we always yelling? Says, what are your thoughts on grumpy old man Bob from Kaler Aquatics?
Oh man, he's a great person. He Bob makes me laugh a lot. I Bob's not here, so I'm going to say this. I do come to the show for Yazi though. No, I'm kidding. I come for both of them. I come for both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yazi and Bob.
Bob has a very dry sense of humor, and I do
Yep.
enjoy when he makes a
Yeah.
joke and he gets just that little evil grin. You know, he's just a
Yep.
little bit of a,
And then
you know,
that deep laugh that he sometimes he puts in the I call it an old man evil laugh. Yep.
yeah. Um, let's see. Lefty said he's been in and out of this, so he said if you've already been answered, my apologies. Favorite period of music to listen to?
Definitely classical. Most, I would say the Romantic era. Um, that or the introduction of ragtime. That
Oh,
was a great time, yeah, for music. The introduction of
and who's a good example of the romantic period of of classical music? Is it Amadeus? Is it Mozart? Is it who is considered romantic? I'm not. I mean, I know a lot of the names. I know a lot of the music, but I really don't know that much about classical music.
yeah. See, that's the thing. I also don't know the names, the time periods of most composers. I just know that if I listen to a piece, I can tell that it's from this period in time or something.
Gotcha.
Don't.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not very good at identifying who the composer of a piece is.
Okay.
That's my that probably is my weakness. I
Okay.
can't recognize a composer, but I would say Mozart definitely did have pieces that, if you listen to some of his pieces, they can be romantic.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah,
Understood.
I'm not very good at music theory. Let's put it that way. I didn't take any music theory classes. I did more performance-based classes. So.
Mickum. Hey, Mickey, Mike, Mickum. Place in the world Myrtle would like to visit if possible.
Definitely the West Coast once again, the coastline. I love that view. I want to go back. That's the one thing. Northwest. Yep. Any place in the Northwest. Doesn't have to
Now,
be specifically Washington, but yeah.
now, when you're ready to live someplace and you could choose any place in the world to live, would that be where you choose to
Washington
live?
State. Yep. Coastal Washington State. Or
Gotcha.
Oregon. One of the two.
Gotcha. You made a lot of our West
Far
Coast
away
people
from
very
you as I can.
happy. Wow. Let's see. Finn Wiggle said, "I almost missed you. Love meeting you in person."
Meeting who?
And what's that? I'm sorry.
Oh, never. No, I didn't read the whole thing. Okay.
Let's see. Alex said, "Boy, Myrtle is going places. Very thoughtful guy. Yep, great answers. I'm glad I kept it under wraps. That a 19-year-old was judging everyone's aquascapes this year. He's more than qualified. Yeah, and hopefully nobody would be upset. I mean, I know we have people like that, but hopefully people aren't ageist that way. Because we do have. There's a lot of ageism that goes on both ways. I do it myself sometimes with younger people, and definitely people do it with us old folks. Okay, we're an hour and 10 in, so you're still good on time, right?
Good on time. Yep. I
Okay.
have all the time in the world.
Um, Fish and composing music. This is Eduardo. Are your top two passions? Which other would be a close third passion? Is there
Art.
anything
I
else that comes?
haven't done it much anymore, but art, definitely art. Drawing, some painting. I draw more than I paint, but yeah, that. Or bird watching. I do bird watch. I don't know the names of any of them, but I do like to sit and just watch birds or listen to them.
Me too.
Yep.
I'm a big bird watcher. Do you ever go over to Rack's channel and
Yes,
watch
I do.
bird?
Once in a while, I'll get a stream running when I'm just, and then if I see movement on a screen, because most of the time you don't see birds, right? So when you once in a while you see movement, I make sure to go back 5 seconds in the stream so I can go back and watch the whole thing. And then yeah, I do have zebra finches at home. Not here though. I think six. We have six, I think, and then they laid eggs 3 days ago. So I haven't gotten a chance to see the eggs since I'm here, but I I have heard that they've laid eggs.
Cool. And is there anything specific that got you into bird watching, or just have you always just been interested in it? Is there anything that you can remember that was like a trigger for you there?
Yes. We have cardinals here as well. So when we used to walk back from the bus in middle school, there was this one cardinal that would always, I don't know, I wouldn't say walk with me, but like it would follow me in the trees. It would follow, probably sizing me up or something, but it would follow me. And then I decided to read, do cardinals follow people? And it turns out they don't. It's just something that that particular cardinal does. But I think that's how I got into it.
Gotcha. Maybe it had a nest or something close by and was
That yeah, that
thinking
could
you
be
were going to, yeah. So would you say cardinals are your favorite then?
yeah.
Yeah, gotcha. It's hard to pick my favorites. Loons are among my favorite. Uh, Kingfishers, belted kingfishers. I definitely love watching birds. I have a scope and binoculars, and I do try to get out quite often and do some bird watching. Okay, let's see. We got down finally to where you already answered the favorite mispronunciation of his name.
Uh-huh.
Um, hi, Garcia. Okay, here we go. Oh, that's an interesting question. ABC. Do you plan to use your background in IT to benefit the hobby ever, or is that even a possibility? Hmm,
Um,
that's interesting.
if, if there's a way, I would try. I As of now, I don't know if there's a way to if there's a use for that in the hobby right now. But if possible, yeah. I don't want to merge the hobbies too much together though, because fish keeping is more of a natural hobby, and IT is more on the tech on the I wouldn't say non-natural, but it's on a different spectrum. So
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a good way to merge both of them together without taking the nature out of the hobby.
I think there is, and I think there's some companies out there. I know George Farmer had that device, and I don't remember who made it, but it
Oh,
basically was a
the
little
water tech.
server. What's that?
Oh yeah, yeah, that works. Yeah.
And
But
it had a bunch of
that's already implemented. So I was trying to think of another way. Yeah.
it.
That's a good healthy thing. Yeah.
It had a bunch of probes and stuff, and it
Mhm.
would,
Yeah.
it had a camera and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And then it was
It was very
connected to water.
expensive, but
Very
I
expensive.
could see it getting more popular in the future as prices come down. It'd be nice
Yeah.
to be able to have a device that would help you with your water quality.
Hmm.
Maybe not help you with the water quality, but at least explain water quality to you better and see exactly what's in your water.
Hmm.
Okay. Looking for my name or Myrtles. Do you see any other? Hi, Sandy Dowdy, Coldwater Aquatics. Hey, what's up, Brandon? Ospreys and owls for me. Ospreys are cool. Yeah, owls too, but I never see any owls. I never see them. Hi, Regina.
I haven't seen owls in my area either yet.
I've never once, I know they're around. I hear them all the time, but I've never once seen an owl in the wild. Terry's Tropical Tank says, do you keep any Indian fish like filament barbs or denison barbs?
Not right now, but I do. I did have glassfish and filament barbs. Yeah, I kind of kept a few.
Okay. Here we go. Whip says, And again, this is at 7:41. I know I've missed some questions.
I see that question. Yeah.
You go ahead. Do you see the one from
Yep.
Whip?
If money wasn't an obstacle or concern, what would I do with the rest of my life, even if it does not follow the path I'm currently on? Definitely music and fish. I would have um, as many aquariums as I can, and I would pursue music as a career.
Gotcha. So you're already living a life that you want to live.
Want to do, yeah.
At 19, I was definitely not living the life I wanted to live. So kudos to you. Kudos to you. Um, and let's see, we got down to Regina saying hi. And Steven says, leave the fancy gadgets for the saltwater snobs.
Yeah.
Ian, owls are my favorite. We have a pair that stays in our neighborhood. Cool. Dragon Lair, love all the woodpeckers. ABC says Raspberry Pi. I have one of my bioactive gecko vivarium to control everything. Very cool. Celebrity crush. Scuba Steve wants to know if you have any celebrity crushes.
Hmm. No, but I do have a crush on a group of comedians, Monty Python. I mean, that group is just amazing. It's a shame that they fell apart in a way, but yeah, they're amazing.
Gotcha. Okay. And there we go. Fishaholic, just lurking. Finally saw Myrtle. How old is he? He's 19.
19.
And how many tanks he has? You said you right now you just currently have the two, right?
That's
The
it.
one behind you and the one at home.
Yep.
But you've
I've
had
kept,
as many as
yeah,
what do you
60,
say?
7
60.
plus at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Crown Tail Half Moon. Do you have a favorite Bollywood actor or actress in Bollywood movies? Do you watch any of those?
I wish I did, but I don't watch many Bollywood movies now.
Okay, I haven't seen many either. Alex says, yeah, right on. At 19, I was a mess. You and me both, man. When I was 19, I was chugging Irish car bombs and playing Wolfenstein all night. Well, when I was 19, there was no Wolfenstein. I was closer to the actual Nazis than now. um, okay, 41, I'm still a mess. We're at the bottom of the chat. If there's anything else anybody wants to ask real quick, there's still 107 people watching. Myrtle, thank you so much.
It was my pleasure.
I was so excited when you sent me the email and said, hey, you know what? I think I'm ready. I was like, yes, finally.
Yeah. Spur of the moment, I decided, you know what the heck, let's just.
And I know people were looking forward to this. As soon as I told people, I was so excited. So I had to tell people. Brookley Bell says, I missed your question. Please put it back in, Brookley. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sure I missed a lot of questions. Sometimes it's difficult to get them all. So Brookley, please pop that question back in there again, and we'll make sure to get it. Cicklets23, what's up, dude? What is happening? It's good to see you. And that reminds me, when I saw him, unfortunately, Candy Overhauls is not going to be able to join us for the Focus On. She had some stuff going on, so she's not going to be able to join us on one. But we still have a lot of really cool ones coming up, and maybe sometime in the future, Candy will be able to join us. She was definitely one that I was really looking forward to, but that's okay. No pressure there, and I understand sometimes real life gets in the way of this fun. Favorite tank size? Lefty wants to know.
Favorite tank size would be a 40 breeder or an 8-foot 240. One of those two.
Have you seen the new 60s too? What do you think about those? The 60 breeder, as they call it.
Ooh, I haven't seen those, but I'd be interested in seeing the dimensions so I could figure out. I haven't kept those yet.
I haven't seen one. Everybody's been talking about them recently.
I haven't heard about it till just now. So a good size. Yeah.
Canastillo wants to know if you like the Grateful Dead or Pink Floyd.
If I had to choose between the two, it's Grateful Dead. Even though I haven't listened to much, I've only listened to one or two songs.
Yeah. Why would you choose the Grateful Dead? Because you have listened to more of it than Pink Floyd? Or...
Yes, I haven't listened to any Pink Floyd. That's why. Yeah.
So, and everybody's going to say, yeah, that's. Listen to Dark Side of the Moon, the album. I think you'll enjoy it as a classical composer because there is so much there. Dark Side of the Moon is, they have a lot of great albums, but Dark Side of the Moon, I feel, is their best. And it stands up today. It was released in 1971, but the production values are so good and it just sounds amazing still today. An incredible album. And again, as a classical composer, I think that there's a lot there. There's a lot. It's not just rock and roll. There's a lot to it. You know, and I think you'll appreciate it. Lefty, I'm going to answer this one for you. He says nano fish or monster fish, and I'm going to guess that you like nano fish.
Yep, nanofish. Yeah.
I just assumed with. Um, where do you see yourself in 5 years in the hobby? Also, personal life goals in 5 years. So you'll be out of. Will you be out of college in 5 years? Will you be done, or do you plan
Yes,
to? Okay,
I I might be done depending on if I plan to go further into my studies. But I should be done in 5 years. Um, for the for the hobby itself, in 5 years, I think I'm gonna go back to having 60 plus tanks, and more into plants. I know I'm really into plants right now, but I think I'm gonna go more into plants as I go on. Every week I learn about a new plant. So
gotcha. And are you looking to maybe get into breeding to make money too, or become a like master breeder dean type thing, or are you interested in following that path really, or are you more
um,
interested in just keeping them for your own enjoyment?
yeah, keeping for my enjoyment, I see breeding fish as a let's see if I can do it more than let's see how much I can make by doing this. Let's see if I can do it is what I go by. Even in plants, let's see if I can propagate this plant. Is it a hard stem? Is it going to develop offshoots if I cut it right now? Or is it going to die back and curse at me just because I cut it? Stuff like that. Yeah. I don't look at. I mean, it is important to make money off your hobby. It's a good idea to make money off your hobby, but I do like to enjoy the hobby more.
Gotcha. Yeah, not everything's about money.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jeremy would like to know if you're going to any fish swaps, especially the one in Pennsylvania in March. Do you have any plans to go to any fish swaps?
I know the last fish shop I went to was, I think, 3 or 4 years ago. It was the Potomac Valley Aquarium Society had a fish swap. It was very close to me. It was only 15 or 20 minute drive. That's why I went. Traveling gets a bit hard with the schedule that I have, which is why I don't make a lot of fish events. Even if I have days off, which doesn't happen much, but um, yeah, I do want to go to one though. So
How far away are you from the DC border?
um, I'd say an hour roughly.
Okay,
Yeah, an
because I
hour.
know I know Colored Guppies is closer to he's farther south than you, but I
Yeah,
wasn't sure how far. And I wondered you guys have never met or anything, right?
no, we haven't met.
If you
Even
get a chance,
yeah,
if you ever see him at an he know he's going to an event or something,
Mhm.
if you get a chance, he's a great
I
guy.
definitely yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely want to meet him. Yeah, and he's
Um, I wish he lived closer too. I wish
Mhm.
I'd love to hang out with him a little more often. Um, there's nobody that lives super close to me. Although Patty's up getting closer. She's about what did we say 4 hours? I think Patty. And then I have Dank Tanks is about 40 minutes from me.
Yeah,
The Ferrells they're on the other side of the Adirondacks, so that's probably about 3 hours away. So there
lots of
are some people.
yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, speaking of, Lori is also in Maryland. I think she's in Baltimore. So yeah.
Yes, right. Lori, are you in Baltimore?
I
Maybe it's
think,
Colored Guppies is in Franklin. Somebody's in Franklin.
yeah.
Maybe it might be Bruiser and Jenny. No,
No, I don't think they're in
they're
Maryland.
in Westford. See,
Maybe.
I'm confused.
Yeah.
I'm confused. Um, let's see. I don't know what this means. How many Amazon gift cards do you need me to buy to unlock my bank account? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what that
I don't know the context of that question either.
means. um, oh, Jenna had a question. Okay.
Yeah.
What is Myrtle's favorite name he has made Jess pronounce on ladies' night?
um. Okay. Let's see.
I was surprised that you really jumped into that wholeheartedly. You really had a lot of fun with
Yep.
it. Um,
See, I don't cuss in person, but when I'm chatting or something, I do once in a while let go. But let me see. Um. Oh, I don't remember what it was, but I think Jess was saying something 10 times. I think Shana also did not. She did not understand. I don't remember what it was, but there was something I said that it took her a long time to get.
I
I think
I
it's very
remember that,
yeah. I don't
and they
remember.
both they both were saying it
They
over and
both were
over
processing
again.
it. Yep. Oh, I think there was something no, I don't remember it anymore. But yeah.
That's always fun. That's always fun. Um, okay, Finn Wiggles. Can you and Myrtle sing the lumberjack song? No.
No.
Focus on Cichlids 23 would be good too. Peplin, yeah, you're
Oh
right.
yes, I do. Yeah.
You're
But
right, man. I would
yeah.
definitely love to. I'm glad that he comes around a little bit more often because it's
Mhm.
we weren't we
He
used to
was
see him a
MIA
lot.
for,
What's that? I'm sorry, you cut out a
he was
little bit.
he was missing in action for a long time. MIA.
Yeah, it's always good when you see those type of people come back around, the people that you enjoy talking to so much.
Mhm.
Um, Brooklyn, there we go. I asked if he was a dancer because he was a musician and artistic with aquascaping. If
No.
so, what style of dance? No dancing at all?
Nope.
Nothing.
No.
Yeah, I don't either because people think I'm having a seizure or something. Skipper said the 60 is the same as the 75, but shorter. Not
Well,
as
then go
not
with
as
the
tall.
75 then. Why get a 60? I mean, if you're breeding, yeah. I mean, if you're making racks, yeah.
Yeah, the racks. That's the point. I think they're only maybe 18 inches tall. I think I don't remember the
75,
70. That,
yeah. I think the 75s are either 18 or 24. I think they're 18. Yeah.
so I guess it would be good. Paul
The
said he
shorter
just
size,
saw
yeah.
his first one today. It's his next tank.
Ooh.
Um, Drink water says Dark Side of the Moon is bad to the bone. Classic. There is no Dark Side of the Moon really. As a matter of fact, it's all dark. Jason, shut up.
What, what is he saying?
Don't ruin it. It's a great album. Hippie John, good evening, everyone. Just got in from work. Well, thanks for joining us. We're just about to end here, I think. Um, Animals will give Dark Side of a run for its money. Yeah, I'm going to go with Dark Side of the Moon, but definitely both good albums. Um, oh, it jumped. And again, if you see something, go ahead. Rude. What's Matt saying?
I have no idea. Yeah.
Lori says she is in Baltimore.
Ooh. I'll have to see if I can see you even. So.
Imagine that. You guys would just sit there modding each other. Oh, Jeremy says you're like 30 minutes from him, too.
Ooh, that's nice.
Nice. Oh, yeah. And Lisa said she's your neighbor's practically. I'm
Lisa is
45
really
minutes
close.
from
Yeah,
DC.
I know that for sure. She's in Virginia.
A lot of people around your area. Okay. Color Guppies is going to the swap in March with Skipper, Jason, Kirk, and Lefty. If you could make it to that one, that would be
Yeah.
a fun one.
Yeah, I was telling Silver, don't rub it in. I know right now it's a no, and the more you guys tell me that you all are going to be there, and that yeah.
Lefty says he can be to Maryland in like 3-ish hours. Okay, 4 hours from Rico, 2 hours from Skipper. Dear Lord. Okay, there we go. Mystery Snail Guardians. Who do you think will win in the chocolate pudding fight? Steven, Dee Dee, Eduardo, or Annette?
Dee Dee, unless Steven, um, unless Steven brings out a trombone, you can't fight. He has an extended arm basically, so it's Dee Dee unless Steven brings his trombone.
Eduardo, I think maybe because he would eat all the pudding. He's got those strong jaw muscles, so he would be eating the pudding and then yeah. Discus Talk, what's going on? We haven't seen you in a while too. It's good
Hey
to see
Sam.
you, Tammy. Okay. Skipper says that you need to have a couple of drinks with us.
Not till I'm of age.
Yeah, trying to get him in trouble.
Mm-hmm. I see what
Skipper.
you're doing, Skipper.
Joseph Stanley says you can't end. I'm cooking and lurking and loving the stream. Well, I'm gonna. If anybody else has any other questions, throw them in real quick. We'll give it just a couple more minutes here. Brookley Bell says they made the 60-gallon for aquascaping. I guess it would be easier to reach into it. It's not as
True,
tall.
yeah.
Dee Dee because she's packing. Paul Sotera says. Let's see. So one more time, I just want to touch base again for our friend Color Guppies. Yep, down below there, the PayPal.me. So again, our friend Vinay, Color Guppies, his wife has been in the hospital since November. Um, she, she's not going to be getting out anytime soon. And he also lost his 14-year-old son just less than a month ago, about 3 weeks ago, to the virus. Um, the medical bills are starting to pile up for him, and so we're doing some things. You can donate directly to him by that's the PayPal. If you go to fishfam.link, and there's the Matt dropped the link there. Um, you can see we're doing some auctions and things for him. We have a bunch of stuff that's been donated to auction away for Vinay. We're just trying to help him out. Um, pay some of those doctor bills, and he's got 4 kids at home. He's working 3 jobs. The man's got a lot on his plate, and we're trying to do some, show him some support. He's a good guy. He's a great guy. He's a good friend of mine. He's a good friend of a lot of people in the chat. Um, Anybody who's met the guy, you're instantly his friend. It's just who he is. So if you can help out, hit that link down below. 8 p.m. Saturday night on my channel, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be doing an auction with some of it on February 20th. We're also going to be doing an auction, and again, there's going to be other auctions happening as well. Please check out the link that Matt dropped there at 7:59. Talks about a lot of it. If you can't help out, I understand. We've asked for a lot over the last year. I mean, we've helped so many different people with things. If you can't spare, I understand. Believe me, I understand. But maybe send him a note. Tell him you're thinking about him. Just show him some support too. He's just a great guy. If there's anything, Fishymon says, ask Myrtle if he's going to start streaming now we've seen him live. He did say he was going to be on other people's streams, but not going to do any on his own channel.
Yeah.
And I think we got anything you'd like to say before we end, Myrtle?
No, I would just like to say this was a blast, Rico. Thank you for holding up that offer for, I don't even know how long it was. I think you asked me a year ago or something.
Yeah.
It took me a while, but I did get around to doing this.
I'm patient.
Yep. Looking forward to more of these.
Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you up there with Steven and Alex and all the different ones that you have planned. And again, thank you everybody for hanging out with us. There's still 105 people watching. That's great. Appreciate all everything you guys are doing, all the support. There's still some great streams left tonight. You've got Bentley Pasco at 9. You've got Ladies Night at 9. You've got Dr. Black. Steven, are you going tonight? He sometimes does a late night. I don't know if Misfit is going late tonight. Hopefully I'm not missing anybody. I feel like I am. But still a lot of good streams tonight. So go spread some Fish Fam love. And hey, thanks for joining us. Next week, Simply Betta. Taylor from Simply Betta. She's going to be our guest. So it's another very cool stream. Bunch of cool ones coming up. I'm still disappointed that Candy's not going to join us, but we still have a lot of great streams coming up. And again, if you don't mind me interviewing you, my email is up there, rico@ricostan.com. Yep. Shoot me an email. Let me know that you would like to be added to the list. I'm interested in interviewing everybody. You don't have to have a channel. You don't have to have content. You don't have to be a content creator. You just have to be in the Fish Fam. That's all. You just have to, but you need to send me an email and let me know that you're interested in being on the list. And we'll get to it. I mean, I've got so many people to interview, and there's thousands in the Fish Fam. So it could take a while, but your chance will come up at some point. Look at you modding. You're not supposed to be modding. This is your stream. All right, everybody, take care.